Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back yet again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review right here, guys, on my day off. And before the month is over, let's talk about the latest Byredo fragrance that, if you were like me, you probably got to see the ads in the mall or something like that like a month ago. And so I know a lot of you guys are curious about this fragrance. Let's give you guys the complete lowdown on this latest Byredo. Before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys. Okay, liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel. Guys, we are headed towards 19K and hopefully we can hit that at the end of the year. I mean, I'm hoping though. So please continue your support by liking, subscribing, watching the ads, sharing this channel amongst your friends, because this is really one of the very few channels, and very few really, that go over these fragrances with no hype. I've got a whole formula about it, so I hope you guys are excited about this channel. And the fragrance that we will be talking about today is none other than the latest Byredo Animalique. Yes, Animalique by Byredo, guys. Okay, I'm sure a lot of y'all are interested and curious about this fragrance right here because, wow, the name Animalique, right? Okay, so this fragrance right here, I chanced upon a few ads. I mean, I live in LA. This is nothing uncommon, having some perfume ads all over the mall or in a billboard or something like that. And I remember specifically seeing this, and I saw the Merlady advertisement of Byredo Animalique, and that really caught my eye. I stopped for a minute and I was just like, what are they thinking? Okay, what kind of strategy did Byredo have regarding this? And I mean, my impression of that ad was like, okay, it's either going to create some controversy, it's gonna create some curiosity among people because it's kind of cool, the name Animalique, and then you've got that Merlady right there. But at the same time, I also thought that ads like these could push some consumers or some frag heads away, especially some that are in the mainstream, mostly, that collect very pleasant, mainstream, lovable perfumes. And a lot of those types really do not like animalic perfumes, guys. Okay, so maybe the name, I thought Animalique plus that Merlady right there, oh man, that might have pushed some people away. So, but either way, this is all the more reason to make this video, because this video will answer, well, all your concerns, guys. Okay, we'll answer if this fragrance is really truly an animalic, stay away type of perfume, or will this be an awesome one? Will this be a fragrance that a lot of y'all will love and enjoy? Anyways, let's go spray this thing right now. Okay guys, now let's talk about the latest Byredo fragrance, Animalique. I'm pretty sure the first thing you guys want to ask is this fragrance animalic? Okay, and I would say ever so slightly, guys. And the reason for that, and this is kind of like my own definition of how I describe my fragrances. I know a lot of you guys compliment me on that, but this fragrance to me is a core type of fragrance, and it doesn't go by the note breakdown on paper where you have like bergamot and lemon, and then in the end you have like sandalwood and tobacco, and you're probably wondering like, where's the transition there? This fragrance is actually not like that at all. This is a core fragrance which has a core combination that is actually there right from the beginning and stays until the end. Okay, so that's what I'll say. This is a core fragrance. It's not one of those where the layers peel one by one and it goes through different stages based on what you guys see on paper. So right here in Byredo Animalique, the core of this fragrance is a combination of powdery notes, powdery warming sweet notes, as well as your suede leather accord. Okay, that is the combination, the core combination of this fragrance. And it does make sense because the powdery notes actually lend a hand to that suede feel right there, guys. Okay, but it is really in the core of the fragrance, mostly powdery sweet notes that lean into a suede leather accord. So with that being said, what do you actually get once you spray Byredo Animalique. So right from the get-go, as you spray this fragrance, yes, you will get a little bit of bergamot and lemon, kind of like little spikes of bergamot and lemon. But of course, it only will take less than 10 minutes for the core to really engulf that bergamot and lemon. It's a slight wake up, but it's not really a huge piece of the intro, not even 5 to 10 minutes of Animalique. So the lemon and bergamot notes immediately get engulfed by the core combination of Byredo Animalique, which is again going to be your violet, your mimosa, as well as your suede leather accord. Okay, this is your main show of Byredo Animalique. Now let's look into the individual notes of this. Let's look at violet, for example. And violet is kind of like a love and hate between different frag heads, guys. But really violet, it depends on how you use it. This violet right here is definitely slightly sweet. It's not super sweet, and it's more on the powdery facets, kind of like how they use iris, but really more on the clean powdery facets of violet. And this right here sets up kind of like the Byredo / Le Labo like feel or appeal of all these fragrances. And this is kind of like your clean powdery musk. For those that actually collect clean powdery musk fragrances, you will get a very, very similar sensation with that violet being the core of this fragrance, guys. Okay, so really initially, like I said, you're gonna get that initial bergamot hit for like 5 minutes, and then after that it's clean powdery musk like because of that violet, guys. And it's also reinforced by that mimosa, and mimosa is also a powdery note. Now mimosa though, although mimosa is a powdery note, it also has these warm honey-like facets and clean woody facets, and when put in combination with that powdery violet, really again creates that clean laundry feel, which is really great for the initial blast. It is definitely uplifting to a degree because it's clean and powdery and airy, and I think that a lot of people will like that. A lot of people are into this kind of stuff like me, and so it's definitely clean and nice, but it also has a warming facet. And I guess that's the animalic part of this right here, because I really didn't see this fragrance, I didn't smell it like, oh, this is an animalic type of fragrance, because really the great thing about this fragrance is that all these parts of the core really work together in unison to create a really, really nice balance. So as I am feeling the uplifting feels of that clean powdery violet, I'm also feeling some nice warming woody sensations from the mimosa, and then at the same time I'm also feeling that fall winter feel from that suede accord, which is really tertiary right here in this combination. You'll definitely feel some suede and leather, and I would say that the leather is kind of like the backbone of this one right here, because I would say like the violet is the top part, the mimosa is the mid part, slightly warming like I said, and then the leather, the suede leather accord is kind of like the backbone. And the backbone is definitely balanced. That's what I love about it. And this is like black leather. It's not like your raw hide leather or brown leather. It's definitely the same black leather that you would smell on like a black leather bag. And this type of leather in other fragrances, to be honest, is very, very overdone. And in this fragrance, this is not overdone at all. It's actually nicely blended into that suede, and it goes well with this entire combination, putting in a very legit core to Byredo Animalique, making you feel clean, woody, but warming, and also slightly suedey, leathery as you move in with this fragrance. And in this fragrance, what's really cool about Animalique is that the leather is really, really nicely blended into that suede accord, into the entire core of this fragrance. It is not overdone at all. For those that are afraid of leather, this is probably one of those fragrances where you can actually enjoy other pieces of the fragrance, other sensations of the fragrance, while enjoying a well-blended black leather type of smell right here. So I'll say that really, really nice, well-blended leather mixed in with clean, powdery facets really create the core of this fragrance Animalique. Now, here's the big question. How long does the core part of Byredo Animalique lasts, because as I've said, it does engulf the initial lemon and bergamot within 5 minutes. And how long does it really last? It lasts up to 6 hours, which is really a very long coverage, 6 hours of the fragrance, guys. So this is safe to say that this is the true identity of Animalique. And I haven't talked about the amber nor the tobacco, guys, but really 6 hours coverage of violet mimosa suede leather, that really gives that type of identity. Now, usage wise, let's talk about that. The usage of this fragrance really is very versatile, because you've got the clean woody facets, some warming facets as well, which makes for a nice work scent, but it's also an upscale casual scent, because once you add that suede and leather into the mix, into the very controlled slightly sweetness of this fragrance, guys, that suede and leather, to me at least, smelled like authority. Okay, it smelled like a boss. And so if you have some boss feels and you're gonna go to a team lunch or dinner, or maybe even a board meeting, and you kind of want to smell good, clean, slightly sweet, woody, warming, but then boom, you want to hit them with a hint of authority, that suede leather part of this fragrance will really hit, guys. And so that's something I got. I was like thinking this is kind of like a bossy type of perfume that goes into like an upscale dinner, lunch, or coffee with his or her colleagues. Okay, that's what I was thinking. And I also like how this fragrance is pretty unisex. I know that violet, when overdone in some fragrances, can make a fragrance lean femme, but really for me, this fragrance smelled very unisex. The strong woody facets, the suede leather really would make it a nice unisex combo that even a guy would really enjoy, and because of those warming facets as well. And so I think that this fragrance is highly unisex, very, very usable, quite the opposite of what people perceived this fragrance to be, a very animalic, like let's move away type of fragrance. I mean, I really thought even about our #1 performing video right now, which is Mizenseur's Perfect Oud. I thought about that fragrance, although not truly related to this, but Mizenseur's Perfect Oud had a perfect combination of light airiness, powderiness, and then at the same time it had like an oud base. I was thinking the same thing when it came to this fragrance. Man, this one is very versatile, like that Mizenseur's Perfect Oud, that can actually capture the mainstream crowd. Also, let's talk about initial sillage and projection. This one is pretty nice. I mean, it does have that airy feel, that aura scent, and will definitely grab the attention of people around you. But this fragrance, because it's very powdery, it's very airy, it's gonna be like one of those, you know, secret scent trails when you walk around the crowd right there. But also at the same time, it has a draw-in appeal because of the mimosa as well as that suede leather accord. Perfect for fall winter season, giving both an uplifting feel as well as a draw-in feel for the fall winter season. I like the sillage and projection of Byredo Animalique. Okay guys, now let's talk about the dry down of Byredo Animalique. Let's talk about the bridge note right here, which is amber. Okay, amber is really the bridge note into the eventual sandalwood tobacco combination, guys, and that starts, I would say, 5 to 6 hours in, again after you've had a nice coverage of that core of Animalique. Amber starts coming in, and this is your typical warming honeyed amber. And again, it's really great because it's a continuity from the honey-like mimosa, guys, but of course the powder starts settling down, and now you have a warming amber bridge that goes into a beautiful sandalwood and tobacco ending. Now of course, I know a lot of you guys, fall winter, you guys are tobacco heads. Okay, so what is the tobacco like in this fragrance? So the type of tobacco in Byredo Animalique is sort of like white tobacco. I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually white tobacco. So it's not going to be your ultra super masculine, like super smoky type of tobacco. This is kind of like a hay-like, dry, slightly sweet tobacco, kind of light. And it's a nice seamless bridge from everything that's happened with this fragrance. Because like I've said, this fragrance isn't really a heavy fragrance. It's actually airy, light with a leathery backbone. And as it heads into the dry down, it really continues the same trend, not giving you anything super duper heavy. So the tobacco in this fragrance, which is also flanked by beautiful sandalwood. I know you guys like sandalwood. The tobacco is kind of like a white tobacco, really light, really slightly sweet, and not that heavy. It's not even really smoky, right? But it is a nice ending to this fragrance, giving you a nice tobacco feel right near the end, guys. Okay, so nice transition right there. Now, if you're wondering what the total performance was on Byredo Animalique, let me just say that it's more than decent. This fragrance lasted for more than 12 hours for me. Okay, so it lasted pretty long, and I would say that the aromatic side of that white tobacco like note actually lasted all the way up to the 10 to 11 hour mark. So you're getting really nice coverage up to, I would say, 11 hours, and then after that it does become a skin scent. I would say that that tobacco really provides an aromatic part, a nice like, again, slightly sweet tobacco, dry tobacco like aromatic part to the ending of Byredo Animalique. So at the end of the day, man, I'm really glad that I tested this fragrance. This is an example of a fragrance that shouldn't be prejudged, that you shouldn't prejudge a fragrance based on the name, based on what it says on paper, or even the ads that you guys see with the Merlady, right? And I mean, I definitely did not want to do that. I wanted to try this for real, and I got something totally different than what I expected, guys. This is actually a very clean, usable, boss-like perfume, very upscale in nature, has a nice dry tobacco ending, and this fragrance is not really animalic at all, and not in the way that a lot of you guys think. Very versatile, very usable. The actual performance is great and is very unisex indeed. And this is one of those fragrances that really, I would say, complies with the image of Byredo. Kind of like a Le Labo as well, kind of like, you know, the clean, musky, powdery, woody image of Le Labo. This thing kind of patterns itself on that kind of image as well. So a lot of hip people, I think, if you know, you really had the balls to try this fragrance and go to the boutique and try it, get a decant, I think that you will realize something that, oh, this is something that really matches some of my clean, powdery, woody scents, and it could be added into anyone's collection. Now, is this fragrance full bottle worthy? Absolutely. I think that it is absolutely a full bottle worthy scent. And I mean, it was just Black Friday, so maybe you guys were able to get a deal on this one. I mean, this one right here is $290 for 100 ml. Yes, it is expensive to some people, but for those that are used to buying niche fragrances, it's kind of like the standard right here. And I think you can use this over and over, even until the spring months, guys. Okay, but definitely now is the time. Now is the time to wear something like this, very bossy, very clean, very warming, with a slight nice aromatic tobacco in the end. Nice time. This is a nice time to wear this. I think it's absolutely full bottle worthy, guy or girl. And hey, I mean, you guys might even be able to share it with your significant other. That's the cool thing about this fragrance. And that is it. That is my no hype review on the latest Byredo Animalique. Let me know in the comments below what you'll think about this fragrance. If you tried it, if you were curious enough and had the balls to try it like me, let me know what y'all think of this fragrance. But I really give this a thumbs up. I like this fragrance, guys. This goes into, you know, something that I would wear like lifestyle wise too. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this decant right here. I might order some more, or I might order a big bottle right here. So again, thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this fragrance, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless, take care, have a great week, peace.